Hello, welcome to the podcast. This is Bristol Real. I'm Val.
I'm Jerome.
And I'm Tom. And today we talked about things that annoyed us, which range from self-service checkouts, public transport to nightlife behaviour. We had a guest on today, actually. We had Sean from our course, Engineering Design, who's obviously brilliant at getting annoyed at things. So that was useful.
Next week we're speaking to Dr. James Norman from the University of Bristol. He's a civil engineering lecturer, and I hope you enjoy the episode.
Thanks for listening and enjoy.
Recording on here.
Well,
And then we don't need to actually start yet. How do you want to start?
socks and sandals. There you go.
Well, no, we've not started yet.
About shorts and Converse.
Fuck you. Laundry day.
I'm sure that was fashionable at one point.
What, shorts and Converse or socks
Shorts
and
and high
sandals?
top Converse.
I don't think socks and sandals were fashionable at any point.
What about Crocs? Crocs are pretty annoying.
Are they? Do we need to define what annoying is here? Because I don't think it annoys
Crocs there.
me.
I was like, okay.
Yeah,
What a croc is.
Yeah, no. Well, because
What is a croc?
yeah, is it annoying if it's just like stupid? Because I don't find them annoying. I just find these people like I feel sorry for the people who wear Crocs.
I want to
I
start a
don't like look at
charity.
them and think, oh, like dickhead.
What are they? What's the purpose of a Croc? Is it just, it's sort of like a slipper,
Is it
except
for
it's a
Eric-
hard wearing slipper?
In the defence of Crocs, they're quite good if you own chickens.
What? Well,
It's
explain.
like
explain.
when you go out to like feed your chickens,
Okay.
you can put them on really quickly.
So they're outdoor slippers then?
Basically,
Alright. A step down from wellies though.
yeah.
Wellies
is
are great.
it for kind of ventilation? Those holes?
Clearly not for waterproofing.
No, yeah.
Well,
Or
no. On that subject, it could be like if you go, say, into the sea with them, then you can drain them quite easily.
Why would you go into the sea while wearing a pair of Crocs?
Why would you go anywhere? It's equally valid.
True. Why would you go
Why would you go
outside?
anywhere full stop? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
just stay in your room.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, you can keep your chickens in your room.
You could.
Then you can wear your Crocs in
I
peace.
feel that was a spectacular mental leap.
Yeah.
Crocs would be relevant for chickens.
Well, that's because I have chickens. It's not
Oh,
that,
do you have
it's not
Crocs
that big a
then?
leap.
Do you have Crocs?
My mum does.
Oh.
I don't approve, but I do occasionally use them if I can't be bothered to put on shoes.
So you use your mum's Crocs?
Yeah.
Is that better than owning your own pair?
I think so.
Okay. Are they
At
pink?
least I didn't like go out and spend money. I think they're purple actually.
Oh, okay.
I didn't go out and spend money on my own.
How much are a pair of Crocs?
I'm sure they're kind of expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, they look like
so
they're a
what
branded
for
product.
what they are, yeah, absolutely.
It's a well-known
Shaped
brand.
rubber.
You can charge a lot apparently.
You can just melt some, like, I don't know, polymer over your foot.
Well, I was saying before, it's pretty good actually because the weather at the moment is really shit. So that I feel that's actually helped me with coming up with annoying things. I actually thought of half of them on the walk here. So
I swear you're just 2, 3, 4.
You live in this building.
well, no, I came from Manor actually.
Why?
I was staying over at my girlfriend's house.
Ah.
But okay. Do you want me to start? Because I was at a restaurant on Wednesday, and that's a brilliant source for annoyance.
Go on.
People in restaurants, a lot of people are annoying. There was this one guy. This was like quite a nice Thai restaurant. He'd come in quite late. I think it was a bunch of Welsh people. Not that that was.
Is that the annoying part?
Not that was. Yeah. So who's next? But no. The relevant part was that he swanned in, a bit pissed. I think at this point. And she was like, "Oh, hello. What have you got anything you'd like?" And he's like, "Can I have like chips or something?" And that, I think that's the most disrespectful thing to do. Like they clearly didn't do chips. This was a good place. Just asking for chips, like just go home and have chips. It's like, what do you guys think of this?
I don't really care.
I would probably
You don't
giggle.
care.
I wouldn't care.
No, that annoys me. What if you went to a really, really good
If I
restaurant?
was the waiter, it would annoy me. If I was sat in a restaurant, I'd find
Even
it
if
funny.
I was the waiter, I just... I would just crack up.
No, but what? But it's like, okay, I'll come here to this nice restaurant and you do what I want. Like it's gonna be like you're just gonna
Well,
give me shit.
It's
food.
not like you went
What
to
I
the
find annoying is if he asked for chips, they said no. Did he then kick off, or did he just leave?
I don't know. I'm not sure he
You
cared.
didn't care that much.
It's part of it, isn't it? He came to the restaurant. He didn't even care what he had. He didn't. Why was he even there? He was taking up someone's
Because
seat.
he was pissed.
Okay. Well,
It's like, ooh, food.
okay. Well, this group was very loud and
Talking about restaurants, I hate tipping. It really annoys me.
yes, I was gonna
It-
mention tipping.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of interesting. I think the history of tipping is that was it during the Depression in America where the restaurant owners couldn't afford to pay their employees properly.
College Humor did a video on this.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly. And so apparently the kind of the richer customers would pay extra to get their food quicker.
Yeah.
And that kind of caught
Well, it's-
caught fire.
Because it was originally like that richer customers tried to give some extra money to get their food quicker, and the waiters would just say no because like it's disrespectful to everyone else. But then when their managers stopped being able to pay them enough, they would the managers would encourage the waiters to accept the bribe, as it was.
It's effective. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
So that the waiters were still getting paid, but the manager didn't have to fork out for them.
It's just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense.
It's
In
a-
what other industry do the customers have to pay the employees?
Yeah.
To do
But
their
It's
job?
a massive culture in America. It's
Yeah,
like huge. Like they
particularly
literally
in
could not
America.
survive on the wage that they get.
Yeah, that's.
But it
very
trickles
good.
over everyone else. Like, if I owned a restaurant, I would say tipping is banned. We pay our workers properly.
Yeah.
I feel like that would get you a lot of respect.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it
like
would.
almost
It
in
would.
my eyes, like if you're saying that tipping is pretty much compulsory, it's putting a banner on your business saying I don't pay my workers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get someone else to do it for me.
And the fact they put it on the receipts.
Do they actually do that?
Yeah,
Oh,
they do.
yeah,
Have you ever been to
yeah,
a restaurant and
surface
then it's
charge.
printed and then they automatically charge it unless you say no, I don't want to pay the tip. So
I've
you have to
never-
look like an asshole if you want to pay the right amount for your food.
No, you've actually
So can
said,
you
no,
request that
I'm
that's
not
taken
going to
off?
pay you.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
request no, I wouldn't like to pay this extra thing on the receipt that I
Like,
didn't ask for.
you've got to go out and say
crazy.
no. I'm not going to give you some extra money.
Yeah.
I've never heard of
most
Really?
people won't
I've
do
never
that.
seen it on a receipt.
Yeah, it's.
Service charge. Yeah.
Some
You
restaurants
might
do
not
it,
like.
yeah.
You might not even notice it. Just at the bottom, it just gets added on, like VAT.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's significant. So if you're out with like what 10 people,
Yeah.
100 plus bill, and then it's 25%, 20% on top of that.
That's yeah.
Relate-
That's very nice.
Yeah. Related to tipping, actually, clapping pilots pisses me off. Why do we
I've
clap?
never had that.
Yeah, well, I've been to Ibiza, but so people are very excited about being in Ibiza. But still, what like?
Also,
if you clap, no.
Well, I got really excited. I have only ever been on a plane 3 times, so I was really excited. And then we landed, and I was like, woo!
So it was less clapping the pilot. It was more like, yay, I survived.
Yeah. Like, imagine other professions clapping them. I don't know, like you go to a butcher's and you get your slab of meat and you just like clap uproariously when you get served it.
Well, you clap performers, don't you?
But they're not performers; they're just mechanically doing their job.
Well, I wouldn't really call them mechanical. It's a skillful thing, even if it is highly
Yeah, but
automated.
it's not-
I've never clapped a bus driver. I've never clapped a train driver.
I've never.
There's
clapped.
different situations. though.
When,
It takes
when, you get,
more
when you
skill
get
to
off the
land a
bus, do you
plane.
say thank you to the bus driver?
There you go,
Well, yeah, but you
Because
know,
I do that.
yeah, but that's a bit more. It's a bit more understated, isn't it? I don't know. It annoys me because
But
it's like
plane
it's like
goes
you
all
didn't
the way.
have faith that the pilot was actually going to achieve it. It's like, oh wow, we actually landed. We're actually
It's a
alive.
good point.
Yeah. Clapping at films, I think, is pushing it. But like, because the film, like, they're nowhere. Near, they are nowhere near
To be
you.
fair, you're clapping a screen.
Yeah.
I like the sense of community it gives you, though. If you see everybody sees a really good film, and then everybody's like, "Fucking hell, that was amazing." Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
But is it everybody decides independently to clap, or one dickhead goes, yeah, I'm going to clap this?
Oh,
Like,
better go
maybe I
on.
should as well.
That's how it
I think
would
it's
start,
like
yeah.
when everybody's thinking the same thing, and then one person does it, so everybody else joins in,
Okay,
rather
okay.
than one person making other people
I
do
think
it.
of the only film that's been clapped I've been in is Avatar. I don't remember any
Avatar-
other.
Really?
shit.
That's not even that good, is it?
Well, I think it was the visual.
Well,
the visual
for the
effects were
time,
amazing. Yeah.
for the time, the visual effects were pretty
Yeah.
like top of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, having watched 2001 now, I'm
2001
not
was
impressed by
amazing.
it. Yeah, actually, this is flowing really nicely on the ones I've got because I've got films here. I've got predictable films.
Yeah.
I hate like formulaic films, like in general. Battleships. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, well, I know a lot about
There's-
it.
there's
I
this-
haven't actually
there's
seen
this-
it.
I can guess the plot.
There's this line where, or something like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna die," and then the commander of the ship's like, "We're all gonna die. Everyone's gonna die. It's inevitable." And then I turned to my friend at this point and was like, "If he says, but not today, I'm walking, but not today."
What? It's
You can see that coming
it's quite good for,
half an hour before.
to have on and not really be required to pay attention.
Don't
to
do it.
enjoy
Don't watch it then.
But like you can still get enjoyment from it without, but you're not required to put as much effort into it. It's lazy.
Yeah.
I understand it's lazy.
Again, laziness. That's another one of my topics.
But you can still get enjoyment from it.
Yeah, my enjoyment is taking the piss out of it. Maybe that's deliberate. Maybe
that's still
maybe they're
enjoyment
playing
from
me
it.
really badly. I don't know.
Talking about films, I really hate spoilers.
Spoilers, yeah.
For
Like in
like,
what,
for,
like,
for
yeah.
TV shows like Game of Thrones, because people, like the people
People who enjoy spoiling it for you.
who enjoy spoiling
Yeah.
and go out of their way to spoil it.
Go out of their way to do it. What assholes!
Yeah, it's like, don't spoil it.
You
Don't
get a
spoil it.
couple.
Okay, I'll spoil it.
No, the worst thing about spoilers is when somebody starts talking about something, you go, no, don't tell me, I haven't seen it yet, don't spoil it for me. And I'm like, okay, well, I won't tell you, but, and then like, just like, what,
Yeah.
like the twist at the end, it's amazing. Like, there's a twist. That's a spoiler.
It,
Just stop talking
it benefits
about it.
no one. Why do people have the inkling to do that?
It's because they're so like happy that they know
And
exactly
you
what
don't.
happened.
Yeah.
It's like with the type of people who've read all the Game of Thrones books are
Yeah.
so passionate about it, and then when the people who are trying to just watch the TV show and haven't read the books, they're so like
They can't
intense
cope
and, yeah.
that someone
But
doesn't know this.
At the same time, there's a superiority there. It's
Yeah.
like people who've
Yeah.
read the whole book series are like, oh well, I know
I know
what's
more,
happening.
yeah.
Did you know?
The good thing about the TV show now is that it's actually changing the books. Now the books are kind of
Oh, really?
Irrelevant.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, not quite irrelevant, but like they're getting slightly.
They like set the background.
Maybe it's an
Yeah, yeah,
anti-spoiler tactic. It could be.
But like at the same time, on spoilers, it really, really annoys me when it's like a year or something after something's come out, and then you like just having a conversation with somebody else who's clearly seen it, and then somebody chimes in like, "Oh no, don't tell me, spoilers." It's like you had such an big amount of
you haven't
time
seen
to
it for
what
a
have you
year,
been
you're
doing? You
running out of
clearly
time.
don't care enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that just stifles all conversation.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like-
there's a lot of TV programs I've not watched, so therefore no one can talk about them.
Yeah.
Just in case I one day watch them.
Like it's so self-centered. It's like I don't have any plans of watching it in the near future, but
don't tell me.
just in case.
Not that I remember. Right, I feel like I'm hogging it here, but I've got plenty.
No,
of others.
continue with your list. I like
Okay,
this.
Receipts, printed receipts, self-service checkout receipts, buying like a chocolate bar at checkout. I know there's some sort of legal requirement for receipts, but can it not email it to you, or just not? Can you request for it not to be printed? And also, if you get served by an actual cashier, they often ask you before it's printed, do you want a receipt? And you say no, prints anyway, scrunch it up straight away and put it in the bin. Now that's so annoying.
No. I mean, but if you have to get an email, then you have to give them your email every single time.
Which would be, well, not every single time. You could have like a card or
Yeah.
something. But that's still a
Would-
pain in the ass.
Would
Oh,
receiving the email be any less annoying?
It's just I'm thinking about paper waste.
It would be even more annoying though.
Yeah.
I've got it here.
Email receipts would be even more annoying. You get so many emails.
But no, it's
All from
quite
paper.
wasteful on paper.
Yeah,
wasteful on
the
paper,
printing of
yeah.
receipts costs £32 million in Britain per year, and is the weight of 1,380 male elephants. So
Only
that's not
180?
no 3,180. or
Oh,
something.
okay, there's 3,000 there.
Yeah,
That's not very many elephants.
1,380.
Yeah, but
not many
made,
elephants.
made of paper.
Well, I don't. Yeah, but that's a lot. I personally think that's just totally unnecessary. I think it's more energy expenditure, more effort for the company to buy the printers, more effort for you to get rid of. It's like it's worse on every count. I think.
It reminds you to keep track of your finances in a way.
Well, okay, you can request a paper receipt, but I can't remember the last time I wanted a receipt. Okay, I didn't buy the things for this event yesterday, but
It's for the one-off cases where like you need it, so they just do it in
Yeah.
every case. Just
Well,
just
I don't think you should assume that they want a receipt, that they need it. I think you should assume the easier option, or the better for the environment option. I don't know. That's just in the UK as well.
There you go, that's something that pisses me off.
Like, wait, for a receipt, why can't you just have it?
You'll be back to it. We're back to it.
Why can't you have it connected to like a Nectar card or something?
Yeah.
So you have it like an account and you just log in and you just see everything you've bought.
that's a good idea actually.
Yeah.
Because then you're still getting the record for
Exactly.
like the just in case you need it, but
Well,
yeah, it's not an active thing you have to do.
Yeah.
We're good. Anyway, the thing that pisses me off, alright?
Clearly, it really annoys you.
Been waiting for this for a while.
Okay, it's to do with engineering, unsurprisingly, okay? Builders, no, civil engineers even, architects, whatever, when they decide to use the material that's less expensive than the eco-friendly material, that's significantly more, like, environmentally friendly, less embodied energy, all that crap, and then they're like, oh, well, it'll cost us, what, £100 more, let's go with the concrete, or even, there's no effort into making things better. Only if it's cheaper will they do it.
Yeah.
Even if, like, I'm not... Yeah. It's the way the environment, like, caring about the environment is secondary to saving a bit of cash. In so many cases.
I think...
I agree with you, but I think that's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I agree. But
Definitely.
that's the one that springs to mind when I see, like...
But there's an awful lot of mindset where it's like, oh, everyone else is doing it. What's it going to matter if I don't change?
This is exactly what Dr. James Norman was saying in his lecture, and it's brilliant because we're speaking to him tomorrow. He was saying it's just easy because you don't get the personal blame. You were saying it's a cultural thing. You can't find anyone in particular to blame, but that doesn't mean it's not still and really annoying / really wrong. If we're being more important about it. Yeah,
you could even take it to the extent that people enjoy complaining.
Oh, I definitely enjoy complaining. That's
Exactly.
absolutely. So this is my
That's
favourite.
why we're doing the podcast.
Yeah, but could I don't know. Could you even go as far to say that people don't want to change because they like complaining about it?
Yeah. within the civil engineering field, you're like, so I think it's ridiculous that we still use concrete all the time. Yes, concrete. I'll use concrete.
I'm pissing myself off so much.
Yeah, I think a lot of the reasons why people might not use concrete, I don't know if there's any sort of government guidelines or incentivising financially to not use concrete, in which case that's probably the reason why it doesn't get used.
They probably have a
sometimes.
budget as well for the project.
They do have budgets,
so
but that's... No,
their budget might be limited.
Yeah, but that's the point. You scale down your entire project in order to make it environmentally friendly. I know it's not economically sensible, but there's economics and then there's completely destroying the world.
Do you think that's the engineer's choice, though? Do you not think it's the economists behind, like, no, we seriously need to save money?
It should be the engineer's duty to encourage the company and go out of their way to provide an environmentally friendly option and to put a case to them to do that. Or you should employ an additional engineer, an environmental engineer, who specialises in putting together that case to present to the company.
Yeah.
And companies should be legally required to do that. Even if it's more expensive, it's, 50k a year in order to make a huge difference on every level. And then, like you say, subsidies do help. I mean, you have them in the energy industry. You probably have them in the building industry too, although I'm not very clued in on that, so I can say. But
okay. Changing the topic slightly. Val, you mentioned this that really got to my heart. It was the idea of people leaving their phones on in lectures.
That really pisses me off.
This is very related to civil engineering.
If you're going to put your phone on silent, please do that. But do not leave it on the desk in a lecture.
Yeah.
And then if you're like in the middle, you're having a conversation with somebody, so every 5 seconds it's gonna bzz, bzz, bzz.
And you get the vibrations across the entire length of the desk.
It feels like the whole world's shaking.
Yeah.
And you're trying to kind of work out a question or something, and this do go bzz, bzz, bzz.
Yeah. Some people chose the most inappropriate.
And you're going to do it now, aren't you?
Yeah.
I can't. If you put your phone on the desk, it's going to.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, mine doesn't vibrate from.
Yeah. Some people choose the most irritatingly jolly message tones as well for kind of like a 9 a.m. lecture.
That whistle thing, or the whistle thing.
Yeah.
Like, that I hate that ringtone.
Yeah, literally like every 5 seconds there's someone getting it across the lecture theatre, and then coupled with vibration.
Yeah.
But people on their phones in general annoys me. Okay, I check my phone occasionally. I check my phone occasionally.
Like, what was the other day? Was it Eng Math? There was a guy throughout Eng Math and materials. There was a guy sitting. I don't know what he was playing. It
was like a street runner. Like Temple Runner.
Yeah, for 2 hours straight, he was just sitting there going...
Yeah, why was he there?
I don't know.
Does it make it feel better about himself that he was at the lecture? Because he won't have listened to a bloody thing. He was like, I went to the lecture, I learned it. Yeah, materials, whatever.
He feels like he's getting his money's worth
Yeah.
because he got out of bed.
They're just totally blatant about it. There's people on the front row just like that, like literally covering the lecturer's face from their perspective. Just
Yeah, it's
like,
really rude too. That annoys
Yeah.
me.
Obviously, lecturers are just attuned away from it. Like, because I always think, like, wow, these lecturers just like throwing their phones around.
Yeah,
I
like
do
an
that
EMP
because
device.
teachers at school are like, put your phone away. But these people obviously don't care.
Yeah,
No.
well,
They're so used to
they
it.
have no reason to care. It doesn't reflect on
I
them.
would find it very, very frustrating.
Personally, I would, but if like you've been doing that for
Yeah.
however long it is they've been doing it, I'm sure they're used to it, and it doesn't reflect on them. So
Yeah, it
they've
just
got no
reflects on
reason
the
to care.
on the texter.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest difference between like doing that in a lecture and doing that at any previous stage of education.
Because there's so many, it's strength.
Is if you do it in like say GCSE, your performance still reflects on the teacher.
Yeah, they don't have any obligation to.
Whereas
Yeah.
now the lecturer does what they do, and then it's down to you what grades you get.
Yeah, so
I think that's the big
screw yourself
difference there.
Last semester, applications of electronics, 2-hour lecture. Guy in front of me played League of Legends for the entire thing.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
That's excessive.
Is that actually on? Is that actually on his laptop?
he was on his laptop.
on his laptop
We were
out.
on the balcony. He was sat in front of me.
God.
He was really going for it.
I mean, it's
I'm
not,
almost impressed by that.
it's not like he was missing anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
Whoa, bad. True.
That could be something for our. We were thinking of doing various challenges for this podcast. We could like forget phones. What's the most ridiculous thing you can actually do in a lecture? Like get your kind of your shrubbery out and start kind of pruning your plants.
Yeah, get a bonsai tree.
Your bonsai tree, sniffing your bonsai.
Set up a tent.
Or bring like a portable stove and a 3-course meal.
What's the most ridiculous thing you can do without being noticed by the lecturer?
Without being noticed, that's different. I don't think you
I
could.
don't know, you got that
3-course
whole
meal.
area underneath. You could like set up a den, one end of the bench to the other,
No,
underneath.
an image of you in a tent and all. Like, don't look at me.
It's one for exploration. Okay.
We were talking about self-service tills like a few minutes ago when you
Oh yeah.
mentioned.
Oh yeah.
The self-service tills themselves are incredibly annoying. I really like them because you don't have to deal with another human.
Whoa, that annoys me.
But then, so like you can do it yourself, but then half the time they don't work. So they have,
Unexpected item in bagging
yeah,
area.
exactly. That's
Bloody hell. Or unexpected item in bagging area, and then you take it off. Take off the last item. It's like, please put the last item back. It's like, what?
No, I got that yesterday. Because you know, I can put your own bag before you start, and then it takes that weight into
Yeah.
account, so it doesn't do anything. So I was like, scanning all my items, putting them into my bag, then scan the last one, put it into my bag, and then it suddenly decided that I had an unexpected item. Like
Yeah.
it's been there for the whole of the time.
It's so useless.
Like,
They've been
what?
around for so long as well. You'd think they'd be able to fix them or improve them or something.
Every supermarket seems to have the same piece of technology. It's obviously one company that makes these
Yeah.
things, and they're obviously a bit old. I don't. Yeah.
Well, so if it is one company that makes them, that's probably why they haven't changed it.
Yeah.
Because they haven't got any competition.
When did they start coming in? These things? Is it like
About 5 years ago?
I don't know. Yeah.
Something
Is it?
like
Is
that,
it
right,
about,
yeah.
Like-
Maybe a bit more. No.
I think the
Yeah.
actual self-service bit to put your bag, like, there's not enough space to actually put your items in.
Yeah.
That's
Like the
true,
amount of
yeah.
times I have to like kind of Jenga my things together.
I usually just do 2. But you know, you can do that.
Oh, you use 2 different self-services?
That would be so,
It's like commandeering the whole store.
Right.
Yeah, I just like get a trolley and then I take like 5 at once. No, I just put it through one by one so it gets full and then I pay and then I do the next one like that.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
you,
Okay.
you know you can just
Thinking
remove
outside the
your bag.
box.
Have you done that? I've never done that.
Yeah. So you fill up a bag. You just take the bag off, put it on the floor, and then it says it comes up with like
Item has been removed from bagging.
no. It comes up with a notification. Did you remove your bag? Because it understands that there's no weight there now. So then you just say yes, and then you just
Really?
start again. Yeah.
Does it not freak out?
No.
See, I would always expect
That's the one good thing that actually works every time.
Well, that thing needs to be explained to us
See,
because
that's a useful
that
piece
will
of
save my
information.
self-service
There
life.
should be a compulsory self-service checkout course
Yeah.
at every university.
That's
Wait,
yeah.
have you seriously not ever done that?
No.
You literally stack your whole shopping all in one.
Yes, yeah.
Well, no,
No,
I
to
don't.
be fair,
I've had-
whenever I go to self-service, I never have that much.
I've had absolute carnage before.
You
I've had women strip it like what? Wait, what? No, not stripping. I said tripping. Tripping over on my satsumas.
That was
a massive Freudian slip. Sorry. I've got a lot of annoyances.
Right, going off the self-service checkouts.
Yeah.
The people that they have there to sort out problems are terrible at their job.
Yeah.
Like, you're standing there for 5 minutes with this big red flashing light going on, and just looking at you.
Yeah.
Like, not doing anything. Like,
sorry, have you got a problem?
Can you help me? Like, oh yeah, that's my job.
Yeah.
I'm paid to do that.
Yeah. Their job is genuinely just to kind of tap the screen occasionally when stuff goes wrong. They don't check whether it's been fixed, the problem.
No.
They don't even check if you're stealing stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because with the thing that I had yesterday where suddenly decided that I had an unexpected item in the bag now, it just came over, didn't even look what was in my bag, and just scanned it and went through. It's like, why do you even have the safety check?
It could have been a grenade.
It could have been a grenade. You're right.
Yeah. That's so wrong. Yeah, in relation, I've got a lot of annoyances about user interface design, user experience design. I was saying, there should be a way of informing you that that's a nice feature that they've got. There seems to be a lot of features on phones and in software that they just don't tell you about. And then again, it's part of the self-righteousness thing. Like, certain people know how to do it, and then they have to tell you. But if it's such a good feature, it should be told to you straight away rather than it be. I don't think that's good user interface design. If you have to discover a good way of doing something.
No,
it's not the most obvious one.
The recent iOS, they have these like tip things which occasionally come up as notifications.
They just annoy me though.
Those are annoying. Yeah, those are annoying. Yeah.
I'd never look at them. But
Did you know you could rearrange your home screen?
Because they're rubbish tips. They're like the most basic thing.
Yeah.
They're rubbish to us, but they're more useful if you're not familiar with technology.
Yeah, but like
They're not designed for you.
yeah, but they're not designed for the majority either.
They're designed for users, though.
No, but they're not.
They might not be the majority, but it's a significant minority. Yeah.
But like they're incredibly basic tips. Though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but that's my point.
there are some people
do
that need those
to know.
tips.
Yeah, but it shouldn't pop
Don't
up.
be
on
a
your phone.
dick.
It shouldn't pop up.
We got my grandma an iPad for Christmas this year.
Yeah.
I spent a whole day teaching her how to use it. She still doesn't know. That's the sort of person that those tips are designed for.
Technology ignorance.
It's also the sort of person that's going to look at those notifications because you see it, you just ignore it.
Yeah, I
If
get
they're like somebody who doesn't quite understand how that piece of technology works, sees it, they're going to go, "Ooh, a notification! I'll look at it."
Yeah. In your grandma's case, that's valid. But people who have no understanding of technology at our age annoy me as well. People who don't know how to Google it.
Who doesn't know?
No,
when
but
people ask
it's
really
not that they
silly
don't know
questions.
how. It's that they ask these inane questions like, "Oh yeah, how do you do this on MATLAB?" It's like these really obvious
so
functions.
rather
Like,
than-
no, I don't understand. No, I don't know what I'm supposed to Google to get that up.
Right.
In which case, you deserve to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your use of computers is so limited that you haven't discovered
Yeah,
Google.
it's a requirement of modern society to be able to have at least some level of understanding of how technology works. If you don't have that level of understanding, you're not going to go far in life.
It's people. Yeah, it's people. They understand that how to use it. They just don't use it because they rather someone else did it for them. Someone else Google it for them.
Yeah, but you need to empathise with people who don't get access to technology and can't learn that.
Well, okay, I'm not talking about people in the third world here. I'm talking
not
about people
necessarily
on our
even the third
course.
world. You get people living in rural areas who just don't have access to the
Yeah,
internet.
they're not asking me about MATLAB though.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
Right. Has anyone got anything next? There's the classic apostrophes, and
Yeah,
your people who sell like CDs and DVDs. This is their job to know how to spell it.
Mm-hmm.
I would never buy CD. Like, I don't know what these CDs own that are so useful that doesn't actually need describing. CDs something.
Yeah, the greengrocer's apostrophe.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like apples.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, is it an iPod or something?
Yeah.
Apple's latest.
No, that is pain. Although then you get into like the arguments about whether it's what James's or James put apostrophe after it, which I think it is, but yeah. And then there's stuff about the Bible. I don't know where that comes into it. We had a whole discussion at A-level about it.
The Bible and apostrophes?
Yeah, supposedly there's some
Sounds like a
variation
great
to do
book.
with that, if it's a religious name. I don't know if it's you're referring to the saint or not. Let's just move on. I digress.
So Jesus has a special apostrophe situation going
I don't
on?
know if he has an apostrophe.
Okay.
The Lord's apostrophe. You have to cross it.
Is there a reason why shoes aren't standardised in size? Aside from laziness.
What do you mean?
Why
countries?
when you get a size 12 shoe, is it not the same? No, like across brands.
Oh, so you mean like
That's-
how the
yeah.
Converse would be different from your trainers?
Yeah.
Well, because they're going to be they've
got different
shape them
functions.
differently.
What? But the actual length, can't they just set the length and the certain dimensions? Because why should you have to guess what size shoe you are?
I mean, the length is determined by the size, I thought, and then you had different widths. Well,
Yeah,
the width is
I
obviously
thought it
changes
was-
as a standard thing.
But
with
this,
like 50th
I think the
percentile.
length changes loads across
Really?
shoes.
I've never had that.
I find that.
Usually when I buy like an 11, I'm like, okay, that fits.
Unless my feet oscillate with a time period of about 6 months.
Yeah.
It happened more while my feet were still changing size. Since they've stopped growing.
Maybe
I don't think
I am just talking rubbish, but anyone I've spoken to before has empathised with me.
I suppose you get a lot where some people say,
I'll Google
I'm an
it,
8
hang
in
on.
this, but I'm a 9 in this. Doesn't personally happen to me, so I don't really understand that. Like, it did occasionally happen while my feet was changing size, but I could that's almost understandable.
Well, I built a site to, this isn't me, to find your shoe size across different brands. Maybe it is just widths. But I don't know. I find that I'm a different
I
size.
thought it'd be more down to the shape of the shoe rather than its length, which would change between brands.
Something's not right here.
Do you have a high arch?
It's kind of second after the Burj Dubai.
Okay.
It's the second biggest structure, known structure. No.
Oh, that's great.
That completely went over my head.
Briefly, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah. Actually, when I was growing up, one of the things I really hated was growth pains, in your shins.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I used to, wake up in the night and just walk around for ages because they hurt so much.
I can't say I ever got that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get annoyed at natural phenomenon.
Oh,
No, but they hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been focusing on human fallacies here, but
Problems with the world.
yeah. Okay.
Cold calling.
Yeah.
Why is that still a thing?
I want to know their success rate.
Yeah, who does that work? Clearly, it's working on somebody because they wouldn't keep doing
I mean,
it.
it's to take advantage of old people.
Well, just
I know that's
people-
a
Yeah,
generalisation.
my
but-
grandparents got a cold call for a shower, and they actually had to they were about to get it until my mum intervened, and this was just an absolute.
Really,
phony
I thought
thing.
it was it's a thing with society that you understand that cold callers aren't doing you any good ever.
But if you've got this nice man telling you about how much you need a shower, and
But they
you're
have a
all kind of-
nice. I don't think I've ever
well,
got a
obviously
nice
they
cold
were
caller.
pseudo nice.
Like every cold caller I've ever spoken to sounds like they want to kill themselves.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they just hate their job, and which is understandable, and they're not interested at all. They're
Yeah.
just doing it because they've been told to.
Well, it relates to people knocking on your door as well. I don't want to go too far into Jehovah's Witnesses. It's a related thing.
I
just
think I
assuming,
agree with that, yeah.
assuming that you want to speak to them. Yeah.
It's your home, it's a safe place, it's a secure place. You don't want people coming to your door. I find it slightly aggressive when people come to my door and ask me to buy things.
Well, I think that's more of
They're playing
it's
on your guilt.
It's more culturally unacceptable to go to someone's house and knock on the door now than it is to call someone.
Mm-hmm.
But in my eyes, it's the same thing.
You can't hang up a door as easily as you can hang up a phone. You can't pretend you've lost signal connection with a door. It's like, oops.
You can
I
just
suppose.
close it straight away.
Yeah, yeah, you could do. Yeah,
Oh, you're a real person. I thought it was a mouse.
But I suppose, but it's the same effect. It's taking you away from whatever it was you were doing in your life inside your home, which is a private place, to go and deal with this annoyance, which you're clearly you're never going to be interested in.
yeah.
But you have to do something.
They're
about it.
successful though. The people who sell flannels or whatever.
never had anyone
These people who sell stuff at your door, and my mum always has to buy a flannel off them because they look really sad.
Do they all sell flannels then?
I think that it seems to be their staple.
Is that like this? Is it, they're selling whatever it was they were selling?
Maybe
if you don't want that, have a flannel.
Maybe it's a regional. Maybe it's a regional thing. Maybe there's a hot flannel market round where
Mancunian flannel
I live near
you don't get a flannel.
I've never been sold a flannel.
Maybe you're more kind of sponge territory. I don't know.
Maybe someone's just got you marked from mug.
Yeah, it's because your mum always buys on one guy order. The whole network.
Send flannel guy.
He sent a message to everyone in the country like, this person buys flannels.
Yeah. Okay, I thought this was a.
So was it just a pity thing then, or did your mum just really want a flannel?
It was a giveaway thing, I think.
See, they always sold art where I lived. It's like, do you want to buy this portrait? No, fuck off.
Oh god, yeah. Well, that would
that's
have been more
all
interesting.
right.
That would have been more
I
interesting.
think that's the good thing
It's
about
always-
living in a
it's always
flat.
plumbing.
You never get that.
Yeah, they'd have to track all the way up.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
never get
I
access to the building.
Plus,
I think
well, students don't have any money anyway, so they're not going to buy shit from the door.
No, I mean like from home, like living in a flat.
Oh, okay.
As in,
I can't speak for that.
Yeah.
But I suppose, like, then you don't really hear about.
But you don't
doing the rounds around a flat.
You can't get milkmen then either. Yeah. Which, of course, everyone uses.
I do.
I don't.
I have a milkman.
Do you?
Yeah.
You actually use them?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Supporting local business. Well, not anymore because I'm not there, but yeah. My parents support local business.
Right. This one is off topic, but I don't know. It might be close to our hearts as people who've obviously worked hard at school. But the idea of coolness has always annoyed me. The idea of like not being cool if you work hard.
Yeah.
I feel like that's counterintuitive because what is coolness? Like, what is your aspiration if you want to be cool? I don't know. Maybe you want to do cool things and.
It's just the
But how
desire
you
to
can-
be accepted.
Yeah, it's a bit sad. Like, you're not cool if you're working hard at school.
I think that's less of a thing now. Like,
It's
Yeah, I think it's a lot cooler to be intelligent now.
Yeah,
Well,
like-
not necessarily
like-
intelligent, but like really brainy.
10
You mean-
years ago, I'd agree with you.
Do you
like,
mean-
like in primary, like when we were in primary school,
Yeah.
that sort of time, yeah, I'd agree with you. But now, I wouldn't say it's
Yeah.
it's still you see it occasionally, but I wouldn't say it's a thing. Like you can still be
Well-
cool, whatever that is.
I
and
still
work
think
hard.
that you can sometimes get criticised for being keen.
For working
Which is
too hard.
weird.
Keen, yeah.
Keen's different to working hard.
Like,
what's wrong with it?
Keen I associate with brown nosing, whereas working hard.
Yeah, I
don't.
see
What's
keen
wrong with it?
as you're kind of shoving it in everyone's face. What you're
Sticking your
doing.
head up someone's ass. You get it?
Yeah, no, keen I see as like you're displaying it like right in people's faces
Well,
about what you're doing.
I've
Working
never-
hard, you can do that without being.
I've
Keenness.
never done that, but I feel like I've been accused of being keen before. God knows why. I don't know. I think it's an awful culture, really. If everyone's brought up with like it was cool to kind of do cool stuff. In my mind, I don't know, making stuff out of Lego is awesome. I would give someone so much
As a
respect for that.
19-year-old man.
See,
Boy,
are you
whatever.
are you judging my creativity?
No, I think it's a little bit weird if you're playing
Is-
with
are you
children's
saying-
toys when you're 20.
Are you saying it's uncool? I'd say it's an excellent modelling solution.
I don't know. I love Lego.
I like Lego, but I don't use it all the
Well,
time.
no, I don't use it all the time, but like it's
Do you
fun
have
to...
any in here?
No, I don't. But
Yeah, I don't really know about that. Like, do you ever have opinions and then you analyse your own opinions and you're like, I really hate my opinion?
Yeah.
Give an example.
So, like, just then, like, I was thinking, I really hate it when people own figurines when they're like 25, but I have absolutely no reason to. It doesn't actually bother me. I just don't really understand it. And
So you're annoyed by your own annoyance.
I'm annoyed by my own annoyance in the fact that, like, I shouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people getting in each other's faces about things that really don't affect them. Like that.
Yeah. There's obviously why do people do that? There's obviously a reason why people.
Escapism.
Yeah.
Jealousy. I want to flash gods.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood your question.
Escapism.
I answered a different question.
we can use more verbs if we want.
No, I answered a different question. I thought you were asking why do people collect figurines when they're 25.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
To
Definitely.
clarify, I don't actually have any problem with it. I like
Yeah.
God.
But somewhere deep down, you might do.
it's kind of funny though. Like you were just saying, how it was it's not cool to work hard. But now like nerd culture is sort of
Yeah,
becoming
Silicon
cool.
Valley
Yeah.
CEO. That's the thing that's really, I think, helped it a lot. Like superstar. Like, have you seen that Intel advert? I think it is. Or where the guy who invented the USB stick, he enters the office and he's held as a rock star. No, that sort of summarizes how it's changed.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
see what I mean. It's good. Yeah, I think any residue of that is still annoying though. I think.
No, it is. Yeah.
I kind of pity people who still think like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow. Yeah, go back to 2004.
Is that pre-Facebook?
I guess so. It's back when people wore long sleeve shirts under short sleeve shirts. You know? Does anybody remember that,
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
phase?
Yeah.
I had integrated ones where so you only
Oh,
had to,
wow.
You were the cool.
you only had to wash, yeah. Well, I say you. My mum only had to wash it once rather than twice.
Oh, great.
I think one that's going to be a rich source of irritation is nights out and drinking culture in general. I think. Well, I always get annoyed by the idea that when you drink, you have to go to a nightclub afterwards, regardless of whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
Why is that the case? Like, I swear people force themselves to go to nightclubs. Even like there could well be a group
Yeah.
where no one actually wants to go to a nightclub, but you all end up there because
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I don't think anyone wants to go to a nightclub when they're sober.
Yeah.
But then they're like, I want to do this because it makes me cool, but I'm only going to be able to withstand this if I'm drunk. So let's get drunk and go to the nightclub,
Yeah,
guys.
no, that's my mindset.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really enjoy clubs, so I just get really drunk
Yeah.
and then go.
Everyone says that the bit before is better.
Yeah.
I've not met anyone apart from maybe. Okay, are we allowed to say his name in this situation?
We all know who we're talking about.
Must promote for Bunker. Come on.
Yeah, our bunker rep is. Yeah, I don't know anyone else who genuinely enjoys it more. So being ripped out of this nice, comfortable environment when you're having nice conversations to one where you're just listening to kind of trash whilst bopping up and down, looking kind of. Where do I look for a start? I don't know where I'm supposed to look.
I mostly look at my shoes.
Yeah.
No, but the thing I like about nightclubs, and it's a very short list, I think only one item, is meeting new people.
Yeah.
Because if you get drunk, go to a nightclub, and then it's like, oh, hey, you're talking about your friend from Syria. Oh, that's so cool.
I've never met
But
someone at a nightclub that I've seen again.
whether you
like-
have or not.
Oh, no, I
Can
don't
you
see them
refer to-
again. It's just interesting conversations
Yeah.
with strangers.
I can't have conversations in nightclubs.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Oh, no, in technically you can on the top deck.
Oh, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
I haven't been there
Yeah,
yet.
but whether you have met someone that you want to talk to in a nightclub or not, can you understand that if you just go to the pre-drinks part, obviously it wouldn't be pre-drinks if you weren't going out, but if you just go to
But it's
that
still
part,
called that,
if
yeah.
you just go to that part of the night out, then you're only going to tend to meet people that are in your friendship group.
Sometimes people bring stuff along.
No, that's not that's not a comparison to meeting like hundreds of strangers.
Yeah.
Well, I don't feel like I've initiated a conversation with someone across the dance floor who
Maybe
looked
you
like
should.
they had funky hair.
Maybe you should.
So, where'd you-
Maybe that's your problem.
yeah, like,
What
where'd you get your hair from?
What people have
Hairdresser's
you
cool.
met at Thekla?
Well, at Thekla there was some circus performers. That was really cool. One of the guy he called it projection. I was like, what the hell's that? He showed me this thing he did in Wales. It was amazing. It was this house that he had like lit up all around the outside with like flashing lights, and then he was there with some acrobats with Spanish. They were really cool.
Jazzy.
And I mentioned a moment ago, I sat next to a guy who was talking about his mum's boyfriend who was a refugee from Syria. That was quite an interesting story. But he was like, I don't know, the point he was making was pretty bland, but the story in general was pretty cool. I don't know. And then you meet people who are like, it's a really interesting insight into other people's lives. Like, you get this one snapshot of them. Like, there's one girl, for instance, who's like, oh, I like to go out and do cocaine, and my parents, they're like UKIP supporters. Oh, they're so shit. I like Ludovico and Einaudi because I like to play piano. And like, okay, wow, that's really cool. But, so, I like...
You get that.
You get to know people really quickly, but you don't have to ever see them again.
You get that at a pub though, I think, and you probably get that. I don't know.
Pub's a lot more intimate with people you know. Like, in a pub, I've never... been like, hey.
I'd find it much harder to go and start talking to someone that I don't know in a pub as opposed to a club.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like you tend to go to the pub with a group of friends, and then you don't want to like just dive into that because they're probably having a nice conversation about something.
Excuse me. Yeah, have you got a story to tell me?
But
Okay,
do you see what I mean?
Maybe
Like,
my hearing's just too poor for this or something. I don't know. Like Val said, I couldn't.
I can never hear a single word from anyone's
What?
mouth in a nightclub.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Thekla, so I don't know if it's better there. But
Yeah.
Oh, and it's also hilarious to break up people trying to fight with your friends. Like, there's two guys I go with, and one of them, every single time I've been out with him, somebody always tries to start a fight with him.
Yeah.
And I'll let you guys know who this is afterwards, but it's hilarious. They don't even do it. They don't even try to start the fight. They just end up falling into someone, and then they turn around and
They just got a really
like,
punchable
"I'm gonna
face."
screw you up."
Yeah, he's got a really punchable face.
Yeah.
So he just accidentally gets into fights. He's never aggressive.
He never actually gets into them because we're like, whoa, this guy is clearly out of his face, man. You don't want to mess with him. Look at him. You can kick the crap out of him any day. Yeah.
Right. I've got plenty of other things about going out. Lad pack behaviour in general. People who
Lad
take their tops
behaviour,
off in nightclubs.
Do
Like
they?
guys who whip their shirts round at, I don't know,
I think that's only Lizard Lounge.
Yeah, yeah. What is it? What's the Killer song they always play?
Oh,
Mr.
Brightside.
The amount of kind of times I've been slapped in the face by a V-neck.
It doesn't even have a one. It's like slap. Just every single time it goes round.
My face getting more and more sullen.
Just like staring them out with
Yeah,
t-shirts.
I could not look on the bright side of that situation. Yeah, what is it about?
I've never been to a nightclub with that.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Oh, I
can't
have.
say.
It makes no sense.
Maybe they only do it when you're around.
Oh, maybe, yes.
Oh, look, it's Tom. We're slapping in the face.
Maybe I'm
with a
Mr.
t-shirt.
Brightside. I don't know, yeah.
So your mate's got a punchable face. He's got a slap
With a t-shirt.
very specific.
Okay. I just find it very easy to get annoyed in nightclubs. I get to this stage whilst drinking that I just become totally kind of... I feel like I'm getting quite philosophical. Obviously, the things I'm thinking are just complete bollocks.
I think
because I'm
everybody
quite
feels
drunk.
that way. They're really drunk.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I get to this. It's interesting to plot my graph of kind of inebriation. Everyone's is different. That's interesting.
Yeah, no, I've definitely had the odd philosophical.
My one
moment.
usually goes like this, and then I forget.
Yeah. Mine's a complex curve. Sixth order.
Complex curve. It lies in
Sixth
the
order
imaginary
polynomial.
plane.
Yeah. Sometimes it does go into the imaginary.
You're going to
plane.
need an Argand diagram to see this shit.
Alright, so I've got one. I don't know whether it's going to speak to any of you, but the hysteria around allergies. Like, so I have a very mild nut allergy. Like, it's just not life-threatening in any way. But if I tell anybody that I have a nut allergy, then I just immediately get banded into, if I smell a nut, I'm going to die. So it's particularly bad on planes. I went to New Zealand quite a few years ago, and obviously when you get on a plane, you got to say that you've got an allergy, especially when you're on a plane that's serving food on it. And for my dinner, I got a few sticks of asparagus, because they don't do individual allergy meals, they just do an allergy meal for all allergies.
And asparagus is the one thing you can't be allergic to.
Apparently. But the most annoying thing about it was the other meal for like everybody else didn't have any nuts in.
Really?
It was just, it had something else which somebody else on the plane was allergic to. So therefore I couldn't have it.
Wow.
God.
It's just down to like somebody doesn't want to get sued.
Yeah.
Did you fly with Ryanair?
No,
No, I think it's
Singapore.
If it was Ryanair, they would have put him in quarantine or chucked him off the plane to save weight. Either the nuts go or he goes, but he weighs more, so...
You've got to pay extra on Ryanair if you've got an allergy. No, it was Singapore Air, I think.
Oh, okay.
So, like, not like a particularly budget airline, but it's just like everybody gets so scared about it. Like even when I was a kid, when I used to go to a friend's birthday party, like obviously I'd have to, the parents would have to be told so that when they were catering, they didn't put anything out or like make a cake with nuts in or anything. But they'd like immediately like, oh my god, like
Quick, Nigel, we've got a bag of cashews upstairs!
yeah, pretty
Get
much.
rid of them!
And it's like, it's just, it really gets on my nerves how like uptight everyone
Yeah,
gets.
although you do have the red wine thing.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, you don't know? You
Yeah,
don't?
it's an allergy that my mum has, and I've not tried.
Okay.
And it's like,
So, will you die?
if I don't go to the hospital, then yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe that's the source of it.
Yeah, but like it doesn't come up as often.
I suppose, yeah.
There's like not very often that I'm going to be having red wine without knowing.
This one's evil. My current one. People who are too polite annoy me, which is really bad.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
People like, well, okay, I can't mention names, but this kind of round of apologies is very English. We were talking about it with Marek.
Yeah.
It becomes so awkward. Like I don't know why you can't just say if you break someone's pen, and you apologise like, oh sorry, I'll get you another one. But then you get it. I don't want to say it's more common in girls, but it is.
I don't want to say it, but you forced me to.
My plan was I had to go at lad pack, so that's guys dealt with. Now for equality purposes, I have to say that over politeness.
Wait, not all guys are lads.
not all girls
all girls are girls.
Not all girls are over
So
polite.
from the guy that was bashing the Welsh before.
If I work my way around everyone, it's fine. But yeah, I don't know. I think once you get to maybe 3 rounds of exchanges of, oh, I'm sorry, oh, it's fine, I think you need to stop and start, doing something else.
I don't know. I don't come across that much, really.
Oh.
Yeah, it definitely does happen.
Yeah. It's like
I don't know whether it happens over breaking someone's pen, but it does happen.
There's only a certain amount of ways in which you can actually phrase it. Otherwise, you're just literally just repeating the same thing again and again.
When was the last time you came across that?
Okay, well... what if my flatmate's here? Well, anyway, yeah, one of my flatmates dropped... This wasn't annoying, I just found it kind of, rather ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, dropped the other flatmate's bowl. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, no, it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. No, I'll buy you another one. No, it's fine. It's honestly, no. No, genuinely, I'm about to sell everything I own so that I can... But it's on eBay. It's got a few bids. No, honestly, no, genuinely, no. I'll kind of I'll massage you. No, and then they end up taking a trip together to kind of Eastern kind of Asia, so that they're nice to each other, and then buy each other these lovely meals purely for the incident. I don't think it actually went that far. Next time, I don't know. I find it rather ridiculous. I think one kind of nice, short and sharp. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's all right. That'll do.
Yeah.
That's enough for me.
I mean, I think the whole thing about the awkward situation when you're in a corridor and you try to walk past someone, you both walk the same way. I think that's kind of stems from the same thing.
Yeah.
Is people are too polite to not move out of the way.
I think I always choose my direction with that one, so it's always the other person's fault. I foresee about 20 minutes.
You make it clear immediately. You walk right next to the wall. You stare straight ahead. Look at the guy briefly. Look straight ahead. Keep diverging. It's easy, And then if it does happen, you just laugh and say, "Well, we fucked up."
And you embrace, and it's all happy.
You embrace and then turn.
It's like the highway code for pavements.
Yeah, if you're on a pavement, you always... if you see someone come the other way, you state your intentions very early.
Indicate with your right hand.
People who walk hand in hand on pavements or groups, and there's someone trying to walk along, and then they expect them to go in the road or some crap like that.
You know that part where you walk up Park Street and then you turn right onto that green area next to Will's.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tiny little road, and then there's the fence. There's literally about width of 2 people, and every time I walk down there, it's blocked. It's impossible to get past people.
Yeah, it gets worse when it's raining because they have umbrellas as well.
Yeah. People in general with no kind of sense of awareness about themselves. That's annoying.
Yeah.
And people who walk on the right side when they're walking down steps.
Oh yeah. Oh, on escalators on the tube.
Oh, you're from London, so yeah, that'd annoy you more.
Yeah.
Some of the times when it's empty, I do it just to be countercultural.
It's like, oh, I'm a rebel. Snap a quick selfie with it.
On the right side.
Yeah, you just get the odd person just sat there with their suitcase, what's going wrong here? Queue of angry commuters behind them.
Yeah.
People diving over the top of them trying to get back.
Yeah.
And when you train ticket prices, I don't know. I haven't bought
It's excessive.
a train ticket here, but in London, it's amazing how expensive.
How
it
much?
is.
How much are you paying
expensive.
roughly, just to get a
I
perspective?
pay with an Oyster card. That's the cheapest I can get it for. When I was in school, I pay £1.50 per journey, and I do 2 journeys a day. So there and back.
Can you not buy a season ticket?
£3. It's more expensive than using Oyster card.
Wow, shit.
And then so £3. Then I use it 5 days a week, maybe 6. like Saturday or something, and then over a month, over a year. That's just crazy.
Yeah,
Right.
a one-off return ticket to Manchester is like £4.50.
Then half the time you pay for that train ticket, and then you have to stand.
Yeah, you might as well get on the roof.
Exactly.
Back home, I think a return ticket cost £5 to go into town. I didn't ever take the bus, but
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
we didn't have a subway. What a waste of money that
But
was.
the train ticket prices, like National Rail, to get from city to city, they're crazy prices as well.
If you have a rail card, I think they're about reasonable. 16.25,
Yeah,
that's
I'll
pretty
go
good.
on, but still, even that is kind of expensive.
Well, what do you want them? What do you want to pay them?
Cheaper, half price.
Yeah, that's the same with anything.
Well, no, but
Well,
like, it
it's-
shouldn't be that expensive.
With a rail card, it's £40 for me to get a return to go home.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not. You shouldn't be paying that much.
Yeah. Well, I know Alex in Newcastle. It's cheaper for him to fly.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no way that it costs less, like in fuel costs and stuff.
Yeah.
For an aeroplane to go from here
Yeah.
to Newcastle.
You have
than
to
it does for a
go
train.
up. You have to go up and down again. It's
Yeah.
definitely further.
Like they're definitely overcharging. I don't know by how much, so I don't know how much I'd say I want it reduced by, but they're definitely
Yeah.
overcharging.
Maybe if they went, they became, I can't remember the word. Sorry, non-privatized.
Yeah, it's probably the
So,
privatisation
yeah.
of it.
Mm.
But isn't the tube part is governmental thing, isn't it? That's Transport for London.
Just for London, yeah, but
That's a part of the government.
they're still pretty expensive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just trains.
Just
Trains are dicks.
That being said, Transport for London are really good. From the perspective of someone from the outside, you have amazing
To
transport.
be fair,
links.
yeah, London has complained about their transport system.
It is it's very annoying. Like the transport is good. It's nowhere near as good as Switzerland or Germany.
Oh, come
not
on.
Even, not even close.
I regularly wait 25 minutes for a Met in Manchester. Like you don't wait more than like a minute in London for anything. It's
I
like
don't
bam,
know.
straight there.
My train to school was so often delayed, cancelled. It was one of the main trains going through London.
Was this a tube?
No, overground.
Alright, okay. Well, the tube is really good.
Yeah, no, the tube is very reliable, but the overground isn't so much.
Yeah.
There's less trees underground.
Yeah, when you build a train, you've got to watch out for the trees every time you're on it.
Yeah, but what are the trees about?
Like you always hear about them closing down lines because of the trees,
trees falling into it.
Oh, I
Oh,
assume
okay.
they're sort of stationary in the track, like if you want sprouted up today, crap, get them in, just them down. Yeah, I'm not thinking it through.
They get shit falling onto the track, which like.
But in London,
yeah.
that's not going to happen.
It doesn't happen. It's always like somebody's jumped in front of a train.
Okay.
Or that annoys me actually. but like I don't understand that.
Okay, it's quite selfish.
Yeah, I mean,
If you want to take your life, I feel like you should do it in a way that doesn't impact someone else.
it literally affects half of London when somebody does that.
That
Yeah.
wasn't what I was saying. I was more thinking about the train driver has now got to live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
no,
yeah.
I agree with that perspective. I think having 5 minutes on your commute, someone's life is worth far more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, it's a pain, but
You know, I'm
if someone's at that stage where they feel the whole of society's disowned them, or I can't speak
But
for
it's-
them,
it's
honestly, but
just-
I think that's...
It's the fact that by doing it that way, you're specifically affecting someone else for life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be incredibly traumatic.
Isn't there? I think there's a for tube drivers. Isn't it? If two people I think do that, then they get to retire with full pay.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think people go around trying to convince people?
No.
Alright,
I mean,
circle
no,
line,
I mean,
half
it's like,
nine.
I really hope not.
God, we've covered an excellent range of topics today, haven't we? I'm actually out on my one. I don't know if anyone else has got any more.
Alright, so in today's educational system, it's required for you to decide what you're doing with your life very early. Like, before you've had a lot of chance to get a lot of life experience, which I think is crucial to be able to make that decision.
Yeah.
You have to decide at least the sort of direction you want to go when you're choosing your GCSEs.
I think this is why the US system is so much better,
I don't know much about the US
especially
system.
especially university.
Yeah.
'Cause these-
I think it's worse in quite a few ways, though. But
I don't.
you'd say it's universally better.
I think it's a lot better because like the way I think for like A-level age, you still do things like English, history, and you have to do a basic set of things, but then you can do extra courses. So if you want to do, say, more math, and if you're good at math and you're applying to MIT, Harvard, those places, you can do AP exams, and then you get college credit. So you don't have to study that course in university. You can go to the next level straight away. So say year 2 course in your first year if you've already done the math. And there's like the stuff with MIT, Harvard, those places, you don't apply to the university. You don't apply to the course. You apply to the university in general. You get accepted. You say, I think I'm going to go into engineering, but it doesn't stick. Like it's an option. So
it's majors and minors, isn't it? I don't really know
so
how
you can
that
say
works.
I want to major. I think I'm going to major in mechanical engineering, but I have interests in computer science,
art
neuroscience, comic book writing. You can literally take a course in comic book writing at MIT.
Yeah, I think that's lame though, rather than cool. But
I don't know why not. Like if you want to do it,
because that's something you do in your spare time. That's why I like English universities and the English system, because you can focus on one thing and become incredibly good at it, and then you do all this other stuff too. I think personally, instead of A levels, IB.
Yeah, but you can't say
seems a
the
lot better.
people at MIT or Harvard aren't incredibly good at. Or
No,
even
that's
better.
not what I'm saying. It's just I'm saying that you can do those things in your spare time. You study the thing you study, and then you go. You don't have to be at an institution in order to study something. Is what I'm saying.
No, you don't. But why not? If they want to do
Because then I'm paying for them to teach me engineering. I'm not paying to learn how to comic book write.
But if you want to pay to do that,
Then
why
sure, that's your choice.
Exactly. So
I think we've reached an impasse here.
So what do you reckon? So should there be the same system and then in parallel one for people who can't decide,
To be honest,
or we should just
GCSEs
completely
don't affect your life.
rip up everything? Yeah.
But I think.
Yeah, but do you understand what I'm saying? Because the GCSEs that you do affect what A levels you can take,
Yeah.
and the A levels affect what universities. To an extent.
Well, I mean French, so languages and
Yeah.
I think you could probably do media without having studied there.
Yeah,
I
there
can't-
are some that you can do without having studied previous, but to an extent they will affect at least the decisions that you make into what A levels you do.
Yeah, possibly decisions.
And then what A levels you do affect what university degree you can do.
Is it bad that people are forced to choose? Well, not forced, encouraged to choose early because people you should plan. Obviously.
Well, you have no idea. Looking back, I was like,
You're so young, like it's.
Yeah,
you,
like,
you've
I think
got,
you're
you have
lacking
no
a lot of life
knowledge
experience, which is
industry or
crucial.
whatever.
Yeah.
GCSE level, what do you do in lessons? Like,
you didn't do anything. I look back
Exactly.
on my high school history and like I didn't do anything until A levels.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get asked to choose your subjects. What you want to do?
Mostly played Manhunt. That's a story for another time.
Oh. Did you play it on grass? Takedown Manhunt was where it was at.
Oh no, we used to play on the concrete and the grass, and then sometimes indoors if you were really. Well, that was pretty sketchy because then if you got caught, you got fucked up. I agree. I think, like I say, IB, you have it's sort of like you choose a section. So it's like economics, and then you study all the other stuff like English. Yeah, literacy skills incredibly important, especially at university, regardless of what you study.
Yeah.
I know a lot of engineers. We've done peer marking before, and their English can be shocking. And it's not. It isn't just international students. It's nationals and.
Yeah. Well, I think engineers got a bit of a reputation for that, which is not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I guess a lot of people come to uni to do engineering and don't expect to have to write anything.
But that's just so short-sighted, isn't it?
It's pretty it's naive.
Yeah, and to think, okay, I don't need it for engineering, therefore I won't need it for the rest of my life.
Yeah. No, I'm not agreeing with it, but I think that's like a lot of people.
That's people's mindset when they do it.
Yeah. This runs on to my last one. Actually, I hate that so many engineering graduates go into finance. Who was it that said?
Osh was telling us
60% of Imperial graduates, engineering graduates, go to finance.
That's
Yeah.
atrocious. Absolutely atrocious.
I mean, it's their choice. I just don't find it particularly inspiring and rather dull.
Yeah. I think if you fully engage with what engineering is, I can't. Surely there's nothing more exciting.
Yeah, that's
Surely.
what we say.
Yeah.
I know, but then you meet people and they're like, "Oh, I study engineering." Yeah, we're not the same blood, you and I.
Yeah. I don't know about the root word of engineering. I don't know if anyone knows about it, but in Spanish, it's
Engineer.
like it's basically about like thinker or creator, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Is that and engine from the same root word, or have
and
they?
I don't think they're related actually. I don't
Yeah.
think engine
When
and
that
engineer
when
are
that
related.
happened, engineering became uncool, and it needs to be uncoupled from that.
Actually, when I was in when I was sponsored over my A levels, and then every time I said I worked with an engineering company, they're like, oh, so you design engines? How can your IQ be that low?
Yeah. Or they think you're a mechanic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, mechanic. It's like when technicians call themselves engineers. I mean, I know it sounds really bad, but if you study for 5 years to become a professional, and then you're put on the same plane as someone who fixes your telephone, then I think you have right to be pissed off.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think I saw a thing a while back about. I think it was one of the engineering. What they called, like the IIT, the institutes. So they did this survey among school kids, like draw an engineer, and like 80% of them drew someone with a spanner.
In their defence, I don't know how I would draw an engineer without a spanner.
Yeah, I would draw someone like riding a unicorn for a start. Like, I don't know, with a...
But
Actually, no. How would you guys draw an engineer? Come on, can we do this? No, we need to do this. Piece of paper, and then you draw it.
no.
Yes, come on.
No.
You have to do it somewhere. How the hell would you draw it? At least try and...
Honestly,
Are you literally only allowed to draw the person, or can you draw?
You can draw objects around them.
honestly, I would be the guy with the spanner. Just not because that's how I view it, but because that's how other people view it.
I draw a guy
That would convey it.
bathing in money.
If you
Okay.
But you can literally, if you can draw anything around him, you can just draw a guy with then like thoughts coming out of his head with like a plane or car or some like
That
commercial
could equally
product.
be like
I
a
guess.
hijacker or something, though.
Yeah.
A guy with the thought of a plane coming out of his head.
Let's hope not.
Or just a guy generally dreaming of being rich.
Yeah. Well, back onto the finance thing. I don't know what happened. I think about 4 years ago, a lot of 50% of the graduates from our course went into finance. So it's obviously just some people get wind of it, and at that point,
it's a common thing in engineering. Like engineering degrees,
quick way to make money and then start your own company or something.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day, working on oil rigs or being an investment banker.
Put yourself through hell for like 5 years, and then you got loads of money to do whatever you want.
And engineering's good because it gives you an analytical mindset that's useful in any field.
yeah. I'd say it's worth it, but I don't like that it is.
Well, I mean, going back to the having to make decisions, that's a large reason why I decided to do engineering. I don't 100% know whether I want to be an engineer.
Yeah.
But it gives me a lot of skills.
Yeah.
Which I
What
can
is
use everywhere
what is
else.
that you can't do at this point?
Or are you considering like finance instead?
I'm not considering anything particular. I don't know. I just saw engineering as a gateway into a lot of things.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the only thing you can't be is a doctor or a wizard.
Oh, I'd like to be a wizard.
Unfortunately, not. You didn't get the letter.
Oh, yeah. I guess I did miss out.
Yeah, you need to go to Hogwarts specifically.
You might have got
They're very
lost in the...
specialist there, aren't they? Only offering one course.
What really annoys me is how specialist Hogwarts is.
Well, we're going into how unrealistic magic is now.
I think it's pretty realistic because it's magic.
Oh yeah. I suppose, yeah.
It's just magic, isn't it?
It's true to life.
Magic's magic. There you go. Case closed.
When we do the introduction to this, I don't know how we're going to actually describe the architecture of the actual podcast, because
I would hardly call it architecture. I'd call it scribbles.
It's like giving a child a crayon.
I definitely feel like it's been quite cathartic, though.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm ready to embrace the day.
Lovely day.
How the hell do you embrace the day? How can you embrace a metaphor?
Do you not like the idea of carpe diem? Does that piss you off?
No, I like that. I like that idea. Although I think it should just be like a natural mindset anyway. Of course, you should do that.
Yeah.
If you don't, okay.
Sometimes you need reminding, though. Do you not think?
I think so. But then why don't we get taught that? Yeah, things we don't get taught that are really important. Maybe you can't teach them.
PSHE. No,
Oh, that was bullshit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
PSHC or whatever.
There's so much more opportunities in that. I think that could have been much better than it was.
It was mostly banter.
I think they should.
Yeah,
just
it's mostly
scrap
like, oh, look at those funny images of drugs and kind of naughty parts they're showing us.
Oh man, the gonorrhea images.
Don't.
Scarred you.
That was less than fun.
Yeah. But I think schools should teach you how to make Rube Goldberg machines.
Yeah.
Why don't they teach us that? That was
that's kind of actually what they want. They want like team building, creativity.
Yeah,
that has everything.
That teaches you so much.
Yeah.
About how to think and how to work together.
I think it's more that.
Did you see my? Oh, sorry.
It's a health and safety nightmare.
Oh well, yes, but when you start using fire, like we did.
No, it's not health and safety.
No, we didn't use fire. That didn't happen.
You can make anything of a Rube Goldberg machine. Doesn't?
Yeah.
It'll be completely fine in terms of health and safety. But do you see my email we got yesterday?
Oh yeah.
£400
£400,
machine.
That's almost 4 times what we spent on equipment.
Yeah.
This time.
But we'll have to make it work though, which.
Yeah, I mean, we have £400. Core team.
Okay.
Look out for the video.
Yes.
Oh yeah. We should probably publish that actually.
What?
The Rube Goldberg gave a few details about that. If people are interested in it, we should probably share it because it's definitely related. We could even do a podcast on it.
Yeah, I mean, basically we made a Rube Goldberg machine yesterday, and
but we could talk about the challenges
and then build hype.
the frustration,
yeah,
definitely.
The frustrations, the
Definitely.
definite frustrations.
I'll post the video to our Facebook page once it's edited,
Cool.
and then yeah,
Okay.
should be good.
Anything else that's annoying anyone?
I think we might be done for today.
Yeah.
I think that's an. I'm out.
Potholes in roads.
Just reel off some other ones.
Reality TV.
Oh, that's one. Can we just stay on that for a sec? Reality TV, X Factor, the Jeremy Kyle show, the Jerry Springer show, that sort of thing. They take such bad advantage of people, and sometimes, like, even people with mental illnesses, whatever, they capitalise on their illness and then they make everybody laugh at them. And then people who say, "Oh, well, they needed to be told." What the hell's that? Come on. Oh, they needed to be told they were bad at singing because it brings them great joy in their life, even if they are shit.
Yeah.
I can't quite understand why people watch reality TV.
I can't understand why you'd go on it, but
I don't know what.
I don't know about the general public, but I think some people watch it to make themselves feel better about their lives.
If I ever watched it, I was doing it
because they have nothing else. Like if you're staying at home and you're watching reality TV on a Wednesday afternoon, you clearly don't have much else going on. So you need to see these other people being.
I'm sure people our age sit down in an evening or something and watch.
I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying a significant proportion.
Okay, but like
I was talking about midday.
What's so interesting about it? I just can't wrap my head around it.
It's a massive waste of time.
I don't get it, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
TV in general just seems really outdated.
It's starting to come back, like with good TV shows, True Detective, Game of Thrones.
I don't really see that as TV anymore.
It's not coming
I
back
see
as
it
TV.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
TV is something that you have on the wall and you just put crap on it.
Game of Thrones is not on Netflix. True Detective is not on Netflix.
It's not on Netflix, but it's on other streaming services.
On other platforms.
But yeah, but by definition, it's a TV. It is TV, but.
Yeah, but
I'd say it's a TV show rather than TV.
Yeah, I think the
idea
idea
TV as like talk shows,
even just a series.
TV as like talk shows and stuff. It's still rubbish. It's getting worse. But like, yeah, I mean, TV shows they're getting better.
Yeah, they're not there to serve us. That being said, these sorts of talk shows, Springwatch, that kind of stuff.
I guess they're moving away. I guess they're moving away from TV. Like Game of Thrones, they just put their last 2 episodes on IMAX. You could go watch it on IMAX.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That was it.
That's the future.
No, I think that the traditional idea of TV, I think, is outdated. Certainly for me now. Even before coming to uni and not having a TV, I didn't really ever watch TV. I watched everything online.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to fit it around your life rather than having to be somewhere at a specific time.
If you actually think about it, it's so outdated, the idea that you have to conform yourself to what time Corrie's on.
Yeah. Services like iPlayer and Netflix, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Much more convenient.
But then it's generated this other thing which we spoke about before, about the spoiler culture.
Yeah.
That was never a thing before, because you either watched it or you didn't.
Yeah.
No,
that's actually another thing. Like, things not coming out at the same time around the world. Like, something will come out in America, and then 2 weeks later, Europe or something.
What is the incentive behind that?
I don't understand.
It's mostly for it's like the boards have to review it, that kind of thing.
Why not just hold it?
I'd hold it all, yeah.
Because I don't know, maybe they have to meet deadlines.
Yeah, I saw a thing about this. I I want to say it was The Walking Dead. They aired it, I think, in America before they aired it in the UK, and they posted a massive spoiler on their own Facebook page.
Oh wow!
Like in the time between the two airing. It's like, who thought that was a good idea?
Yeah. Someone who forgets America is not the only country in the world, which is an annoying thing. A lot of people do. Yeah. They obviously have this incredible... I don't know if it's in the education system in America, or whether it's just culturally...
There is no other country in the world.
Yeah, America, of course, is the best country in the world. It's not even worth questioning.
Apart from maybe North Korea.
Yeah.
Some irony there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so... I always... Like, American documentaries, for a start, are a bit shocking. They never really give you any information. But it's always in relevance to America. It's like, oh yeah, this incredible new technology will be really beneficial to the American economy.
Yeah.
What about everyone else? It may probably, like, in some cases, these things aren't even going on in America. This person's travelled to Germany. It's like, oh, I can really think about how this is going to help America.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's so bad, yeah.
So bashed, what? Welsh?
Americans.
Both genders.
Also referring them to... okay, this is one. Referring to people as Americans. Alright?
USA,
Americans,
yeah.
America
Yeah.
is actually like an entire continent.
No, fair.
So, you're forgetting all the South America, all the countries.
Well, that's
are
probably them that started that, in the forgetting that there's the rest of America.
Well,
So
everybody
they're the
else did
American.
it too, to be fair.
Yeah,
So-
but I don't know who started
Yeah, I
it.
feel really bad for, like, I don't know, the Mexicans, the Venezuelans, the Brazilians, the Chileans, the
Yeah,
Argentinians.
what would you call them?
Oh, wow, that's getting into a rap there. Sorry, I digress.
You call them
And then what would you replace it with?
Yeah,
Or even North
America.
America, you got Canada.
Yeah,
Come
you
on.
get Canada, yeah.
Yeah, but then
What?
you call them Canadians.
No,
Yeah,
but you
but
can't,
you
call
call
them North
the
Americans.
Brazilians.
Yeah,
Brazilians.
that's like calling us
They're
Europeans.
still in America.
Yeah, but America, United States of America. That's
Yeah, so what
I know.
would you replace American with?
I'd call them by their state, because the state's pretty big.
Yeah.
You're a
yeah,
Mississippian.
okay, yeah. Well, yeah.
But then
I reckon-
that's...
Doesn't have the
I know
same
it's a different
quite ring
scale,
to it.
but
What's-
then...
Oh, go on.
It's a different scale, but it's the same as referring to someone from the UK by their county.
Yeah. I think, well,
Yeah.
you definitely get people called Texans and stuff, but what America might do is sell out to McDonald's, and actually everyone's a McDonald. That's probably quite likely. In America, and like their actual nation gets sponsored. That
McDonald's?
could happen. Or Coca-Cola.
United States of McDonald's.
Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, everyone has to be called Ronald by law.
Oh, there was a great time when I was on a ferry once. There was one guy an announcement came up and said, excuse me, a passenger needs to attend the help desk. Could Ronald McDonald please go to floor 5 now? Everyone's like, hee hee. Pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually not that an unusual a name. It must be a lot of Ronald McDonalds out there.
Well, I was going to Ireland. So
Oh, okay.
I don't know. McDonald's Scottish, though,
We've
isn't
got the Irish now as well. Just keeping tabs.
Yeah, we've not touched the French yet, but I've not got any specific qualms with the French. So that's alright.
Okay, good.
That's alright.
Alright.
I'd say usually in an English annoyances show you'd get the French people going, but...
The French have actually won more wars than the English, and then we call them cheese-eating surrender monkeys. So,
I wouldn't say we.
well,
yeah.
well, not
He's
us personally, but there's that thing. It was The Simpsons first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They came up with that phrase,
Jeez.
and then people just perpetuated it. But no,
Many top.
even then, it's pretty fun if you ever need to have banter with the Frenchman.
Wave your white flag.
That is how I greet all Frenchmen.
We're going to lose all subscribers at this point, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, there goes all our French subscribers.
Yeah.
See
You
you
have a
later,
massive
Jean-Paul.
fan base in France, do you?
I think so, yeah.
I think that was it. Should we...
That's all the annoying stuff in the world, chaps.
Well,
That we can think of. I'm sure we can do a part 2.
yeah.
Worst case. Well, thank you, Sean, for coming on.
It's alright.
You've definitely helped raise my blood pressure.
That's what I aim for.
Excellent. Okay, well, Val, do you want to sign off?
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do that. It helps us a lot. And then we've also got a Facebook page, Bristol Real, and Twitter, Bristol_Real, I think it is, isn't it?
You set it up. Tom set it up.
Tom set it up.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
underscore.
Okay, yeah. So if you follow on us on there, you'll get updates to do with the podcast. Yeah. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.